All right, hello. We are back. I've put obviously the camera behind me a little bit, so we got a little bit different view today, which is exciting. I'm just going to make sure that it is actually broadcasting onto YouTube. This is also going to be a disrupted stream because my eldest is home sick. Surprise. And so, it's just what it is today. Dallas is home, so he'll be able to take most of it, but he is currently doing his really long run for the week. And so I am on split duty right now between working and this. I asked him if I should do this or if I should do my taxes. He's like, no, go work. I'm like, awesome. All right, I'll take it. Because usually he's all like, no, do the taxes. And I'm like, I'll take not doing taxes today for $600, Alex. Oh, that joke is actually in poor taste right now. Poor Alex Trebek. Hey, and a mystery is solved. I was like, where is this other koi fabric yesterday? And look at, when I look behind me, here's the other koi fabric that I was looking for yesterday. So here we go. I am actually going to scoot this all the way around. So I wanted it over my shoulder. I just didn't know if it was going to be like, you were just going to see my arms when I'm cutting, which I know what I need to do. Okay, 1 second. I'm going to turn that off for, oh, get out of here. I'm going to turn it off for a moment. Okay, there we go. What we're going to do is we're going to turn it this way. And then I think that'll work a bit better. View. And then when I'm cutting, yeah, that's better. So you get a nice, excellent view of my laptop, which I have to remember. There we go. I think that'll be better. Now, if you're wondering, I have done all my emails. I had one that I sent out yesterday beforehand, and then I need to send another. Do you know what? Let's add this one at the end. I want to do more of the floral patterns for April first, and then, so it's going to go on the pile. Okay. I think what we're going to start with is actually the strawberries that I can see here. Yeah. Because there's not a lot of some of these, we'll just end up cutting most of it, and then it'll be good to go. At least these strawberries. Okay, actually, those are not necessarily the best ones. This chair needs to get out of here. Goodbye, chair. Oh, except of course it's like stuck on my butt. I was gonna sit down again, but with the camera here, that's not going to work. There we go. Shimmy the seat over into the corner there so that when I am tired, I can use it still. There. There's a bunch of paper on the floor. I'm boxed in. Surprise. Okay, actually, we're going to put that koi back on the shelf. I like how yesterday I was like, where is it? And I come in here this morning and it's like, oh, it's right there. Of course it is. Okay, we're going to grab the strawberries. I feel like strawberries are going to be good. And then this one is going to be super cute. This print actually reminds me of Sailor Moon. That's why I have it. We can thank Sailor Moon for the majority of my life trajectory. So it was a good fabric to pick up. But it is not strawberries. I think we're okay. Sorry, I've got my door open so that I can hear my eldest if they need help. I was just like, is that them like wanting help or just an excited like outburst? And it sounds like it was just an excited outburst. I guess maybe not an outburst, but more of a just exclamation of excitement. There we go. Okay, so we definitely want that one. Strawberries. Oh, there's a bunch more of the corgis. Okay. Well, they will get set aside for later. Strawberries. Come here, strawberries. Excellent. Those are all fat quarters. I am done dealing with fat quarters right now, so we're just getting rid of them. I think I've got the majority of the straw. Oh, no. I have the majority. I think I've got like one more here. And then, do we have all three of the large strawberry fabrics? No, it's okay, so it's in the piles. Down here somewhere, bunnies, wisteria, hedgies. Oh, and there's itty bitty strawberries, so I'm missing two, or was missing two. So we'll cut the itty bitty strawberries first because there's less fabric of them, so we can't cut everything from them. And then we'll line up the larger strawberry cuts underneath the smaller strawberry cuts and go to town. Okay, I don't see the natural color strawberries anywhere here. Oh, there they are. That's because they're still on the shelf. I just glazed over them before, apparently. All right. So the large strawberries here are going to be really good for like large box bags and the etc. It's a fairly large repeat, but it's going to go across all of them. I shouldn't actually be out of breath. Apparently bending over and talking is not happy making. This is going to be for smaller bags just because like this print is very dense and very tiny. Like these strawberries are eeny weeny. Same with these guys. They're going to justify more towards the smaller bags, larger bags, smaller bags. Super cute though. Like look at the size of them. Friggin' adorable. These ones are a little bit larger. These are the same ones as the dark blue, but light blue. Eensy weensy on blue, and then teeny tinies on light gray. So, oh yeah, and then we're going to do the bees and strawberries. I don't know what I'm going to do with the bees and strawberries, but we'll decide. This has been super popular, so I think this is actually, I'm going to make a Kato and a large box bag and a small box bag. 2 small box bags. Or small box, ooh. If I have enough, we're going to make a small box bag. An eyeglass case, because an amazing person came in and like ordered a crap ton of the glasses cases yesterday. And so if I have enough fabric, we're going to do all of the things. I do not have enough of the fabric. Damn it. I don't even have enough to make a large box bag Kato and a small box bag. So I guess what we could, oh no, there's enough there for a small and a large. And then the eyeglass case could go on the one side and the handle can come out the other side because basically it's half of a small box bag cut. There we go. Okay. Let's cut that while I've got the decision making done because this is going to be extremely fussy. Okay, we're going to trim down the very top of this fray because it's not pretty, at least on the one side. And then there, okay. That goes to my friend, and then we're going to cut down we're going to cut it into a Kato and a large box bag for sure, because that's going to look amazing. So we're going to need a white lining and a white lining. I'm going to keep moving stuff around. What count is this? Oh, what I really like, what's very much needed in the shop. Okay. That's fine, that can stay there. Okay, line it up with that line. And then I'm going to double check my math and make sure that the math is mathing. So minus that, minus that. Okay, no, it's not. There's not enough room. There is not enough fabric for small box bag. It's actually far too small for a small box bag, a Kato, and a large box bag. So I think we're going to do the large box bag and a Kato simply because I need large box bags, and see, this is the dithering that happens when I'm down to the last little bit of fabrics. I do have enough of this to make a big bag. Okay, large box bag. Oh no, I don't, because I need the handle for the large box bag. Large box bag, Kato. I'll figure it out. Maybe just a triangle pouch. A triangle pouch in this fabric would be adorable. But the Kato and the large box bag are going to look freaking spectacular in this. So there we go. Decision made. Just make the decisions, Katie. Alright, you already put them on the list for interior cuts, so stick with it. Alright. Dubbies. And this will be cut down into Kato. Now, what do we have here? So we need Actually, I do have enough then, because if I cut this correctly, we'll have a big bag and the handle for the large box bag. Because this is an extra wide cut, and if I cut it here, then we're good. I am going to trim down the selvage on this one, because if I make it into a big bag, that's a very large selvage to try and avoid. There we go. Cleans it up too. And then we're going to clean it up and make sure that everything is like even. And then I'll trim down the edge that will be used for the handle. All right. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to cut down that much. There's the big bag cut. There we go. That strip is mine. I start putting the strips over here because I was like, they need to get off the cutting table so they're not taking over. Then we're gonna take this and we're gonna flip it this way. Gonna take this. And then we're going to cut it here. And then that is actually damn near perfect for what we need. Hi, Flin Flon. What's up? Come on up. Come on. Well, I'm not cutting. I don't want to hurt you. Good job. Hi, buddy. How are you? You come in to inspect and make sure everything's good. His belly is basically denuded because he hates being groomed. And so he mats because right now he's like losing all of the winter fluff, obviously. And yeah, so he's basically got this bald spot on his belly right now. It's like, that's attractive. Poor guy. Okay, so that is a little bit smaller than my typical handle, but we will make it work because realistically, I typically trim off that much or more once I actually sew it into the bag. So we're just going to go with it. Okay, then we're going to trim this down. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so good. So good. Okay, so it's going to be this and that. I think it's trimmed right there, and then, oh, lovely. That's very appealing, cat. At least we know he's clean, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so there's the bees. The bees! Oh yeah, I should have trimmed you down, but oh well, we'll do it now. Okay, that side needs a little bit extra TLC as well. Hello. You are 100% in the way. Didn't you know? Hey, get off the laptop or else you're going to shut off the stream. I love you, but please don't go that far. Okay, I want to scoot this in. There we go. A little bit smaller for the drawstring is never a bad thing, because then it doesn't like overlap. There. I don't know why I threw it over there. That's like completely random since everything's going this direction, but you know what? It'll all be fine. Okay. Now, I am going to production cut more of these, but considering that this was something that needed to be like very detailed cut, that's why I'm doing it individually, because realistically we only had 3 more bags worth of fabric in it, so, or at least of that size. Okay. Written down what needs to be done. And then with these guys, because they're the same amount of fabric, we're going to do their cuts, and then we'll do the other strawberry cuts. So nice, that itty bitty black strawberry, which when you look at it on screen is very busy. It's kind of cool. And then the same fabric, but on a blue. So this is actually why I moved the camera around here, is you're able to see the fabrics a little bit better. All right, we only have, I think, about 1 meter of this. It is very crooked. Okay. So what we're going to do, what I learned actually when you're doing garment making, now it's not as big a deal if it's not like perfectly like drapey with the boxes, because obviously it's not going to be necessarily. But basically what I found out is you're supposed to just kind of tear it up here, although that actually lined up well. So we're just going to ignore that. If you're creating garments, though, you do want to straighten the grain and all of that, and this is not straight grain, as you can tell here. as not a straight grain line. This is the right size though to make a wallet with. Actually, that's what we should. No going back on the bees. Although I just realized, well, because I've cut it already, I can't go back on the bees. But I just realized that would have made a spectacular wallet as well. All right, whatever. Strawberries for wallets. Let's see what else we can get out of this before we do wallets though. Okay, the black is actually a little bit better balanced. It also has a bunch of fluff on it apparently. Because why wouldn't it? There we go. Sweet. Ugh. Staticky. Alright, and more strawberries. More strawberries. Okay. Excuse me, that was... Why is one wider than the other? What is going on? They should be the same width, but apparently they're not. Did I fold it wrong? No. No, I don't think I did. Did I? I did. This is actually the selvage. I think. Let me see. Yep, that's the selvage. Whoops. Okay. So it goes from this way. It's hard to tell because it's not a directional print. And there's no actual like selvage information beyond the little, I don't know why there's like usual little prick marks in like, or prick holes. Oh my God, that sounds terrible. Pinholes in the fabrics, but I'm going to assume it's something to do with the finishing or something like that. Anyway, that's the only indication that that was folded wrong. Okay. So they because I'm like 99% sure I got like, unless they didn't have enough of this fabric, I purchased the same amount. Okay, there we go. Is that right? Am I right or am I crazy? Oh, there we go. Okay. So part of what ticked me off is they were not the correct width to match. Now they are. And they are also the correct length. Okay. The blue strawberries do have a little bit more of a warble in their grain line than the black does, which is interesting. Okay, so this one is going to for sure be, we're going to do a small box bag, eyeglass cases, and a planner pouch because those are like the back cuts. And then I think we're going to also do we're going to do a wallet, especially since this is a non-directional print, so we can do, now the question is, do we do a large wallet or do we do a small wallet or do we do both? Let's cut the small box bag first and then we'll figure out if we're going to do the rest or how we're going to do the rest. What I'm going to do today is, okay, so there's the small box bag and then there is a small box bag with handle right there. Right? Yes, okay. There we go, and then cut down the handle. For some reason, the overhead light is like really reflective. It must just be where I'm actually working. But my like, my ruler right now is like, hey, we're gonna glare back all of the reflectiveness from the overhead light to you today. Okay, handle, small box. So we've got two small boxes. We're gonna have one white and one beige. One white, one beige, and then we're going to need eyeglass case. And we are not working on eyeglass cases this round. That'll be a summer project, but they do need to be earmarked and white, beige, but we do need to earmark them and cut them while we're doing this because, again, limited fabrics. So, and with the size of this print, it definitely needs to be all of these things that we can do. Okay. Oh, that sounded so good. I'm pretty sure. Okay. So there's a small box. One. And there's the eyeglass case and the other stuff. Two. Eyeglass case, small box. And then this is just going to go in the handle bin because we'll sort out handles later. Okay, and then we'll see how much we have left of this and decide what we're doing for wallets, because I do think actually with the size of this it definitely needs to be a small wallet, which I have the template right here, and then the template for the bigger one is over there, so I'll just have to grab it in a second. Okay, so that has to be cut on the fold, interfacing, flap, mini, zipper, pocket. Okay, so we can cut and then how many of these do we need? We need 2 of those for pocket fabrics. Oh, curses. Okay. So if I cut it this way, oh no, because there's front, back, front, back, front, back. Okay. So if I put it this way, then that's probably going to be the least amount of waste, because then we can just straight cut it across here. There's a wallet. And then there'll be a little bit of like meandering here, but that's fine. Or like we can put this against here and this here, and then we'll figure out what we're doing with these pieces later. That's good. Okay. Okay, let me just mute this and grab the other template one moment. Alright, so when I'm back in Japan buying fabrics, I need to keep in mind that if I want to make wallets, I need to cut more, or I need to get more fabric. This is a meter, so we're actually doing really good, but, excuse me. But what we do need to do is we need to do that, because then it's not so fussy for this stuff. Okay. This one is going to end up being like this. Zip. Zip. This is just too good a fabric to not use. Oh, look at that. We can put that there, and then that fits there. And then we've got this nice area right here for whatever I want to use, want to use it for. The black one can definitely be triangle pouches, and then the blue one will be something else. It's looking like scrunchies, which, hey, that works too. Whatever works, right? Okay. We're not currently going to make wallets. Are we? Am I? Maybe? Wallets would be good. I should just cut it. Or I can set it aside because this is not a straight cut, and we can cut this later. And then we can just keep a pile of fabrics that are intended to be wallets for later. Yes. Yeah, let's not distract myself too much. But what we're going to do is so now we know this is what we're doing. The other thing we can always do from this is it's like, okay, so because then that means that this will be the exterior and the lining fabric. This could be the exterior and the lining fabric. And I do actually have to decide if that's how I want to do it. I gotta look at the examples I have from before. Because I think it was actually better to make the zipper pocket. Yeah, it's definitely better to make the zipper pocket from the pocket fabric, or from this. And then the other thing is that we need the card slot pockets, which you're going to see more than you're going to see the lining fabric. So we might actually be able to get 2 wallets from both of these if I have. So I'm going to earmark this for now, like this. And I have a I think this is fairly empty to use. No, it's full of other stuff. Okay. We're going to use a fancy basket and say this is wallets for now. We'll put all the wallet pieces in there. I've even got my clips here, so let's clip it all together. Apparently I might need some bigger clips for this sort of thing. And then at least that's clipped there, and then we can clip it again later. Or we can just stack stuff underneath that later. Because, like, I will probably want wallets from strawberries as well. I'm assuming people want strawberry wallets, right? So, you know. I don't know. I'm making a guess right now. Okay, so those are going to be the same length. I think they're the same length as these. It feels like it. So let's just go in and cut all of those. Alrighty. Strawberry bags. There's enough fabric here that we're going to do all of the bags. Because the other thing is that those cuts for the strawberries that I just set aside for wallets could be used for kato as well. But, strawberries will be cute. Plus then they still can match in with the, like, what am I making? I'm making large box bags and small box bags? What am I actually making out of that? Small? Oh, and what's this? That's being set aside for all the other things, not big bags. Okay. So they're going on the chair for now. Chair fabrics, when I'm not saying on it, or everything else. Right, because we decided that it was small box bags, and then it was going to go to wallets and eyeglass cases. That's right. Okay. These strawberries would be a bit of a pain in the butt to make eyeglass cases out of because they are very, very directional. So we're going to do all the other bags out of them instead. We're at the point where I actually do kind of need to, like, start pushing stuff off that edge. But the issue being that the plug-in is over there. So let's actually shove everything off this edge that I can. There's stuff there that can't just be shoved over the bit. Like that. We do want the hoop here. And then we're going to push, 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 push. There we go. Okay, so that actually does give me quite a bit more room. Those out of here. Move this. Cannot move the cat, obviously, because he will just move himself back. Actually, we're just going to push him. There we go. Okay, now we got more room for on the actual cutting table. Whee! You know, just shoves shit out of the way. None of that is considered shit, but you know, the general idea. Just move it. Move it. It fixes it. Okay. I don't know how many. I definitely am one of those people who, like, I think I've discussed this before, but I'm like one of those people who, like, I don't mind tidying for a while, but then at, like, I hit a certain point is the same with the packing, which is like, okay, now just throw everything into a box and be done with it. Which I think is actually a fairly, like, neurodivergent thing to do. I don't actually know if I'm neurodivergent, but if I am, that would be a good indicator that I might be. Not like that's a big deal. Okay. Since I've got fabrics piled up there, we're going to start putting the handles beside the handle bin. It's very obvious where they are, though. I think with this one, because it's cute, we're just going to do 2 small box bags. So we'll do the duplicate later instead of now, but we will trim them up for now. Okay, so there's going to be 1 white and 1 beige. SBB. 1 white, 1 beige. Zoom. Get out of here. Okay. Small box. Everything else. Actually, it might just become everything else. We might do that. It's got super cute little selvage BT dubs. Very cute. Everything else and the handles are there. And then we're gonna do large box bags. Large box bags. Large box bags. Now we're gonna do large box bags. That's a very crooked edge. Okay. Line up, line up, line up, line up, line up. Oh, my goodness. I still feel fine, but I still sound sick. It's like, really? Really? Snuffle, snuffle, sniffles. And it's just like, maybe it is actually still hay fever. Let's blame hay fever for now until I get other indicators that it is not hay fever, I guess. My friend was saying that she thought that she was going into like allergy season already, because granted, like all the trees here are getting tricked because it's been so warm recently. Blah, blah, blah. And, sorry, math. There. So she went and stocked up on allergy meds, and then she figured out it was like a business in the building that she works in that was using some sort of incense that triggered her hay fever, and she's just like, why? I hope they don't use it all the time, or else I'm not going to be able to like actually work in the building anymore. And it probably wouldn't be a big deal if it was like on another floor or something like that, but it was on her floor, like literally doors down from them. I'm just like, oh, that sucks. So this is also the friend that takes the amigurumi scraps, so, or the scraps for amigurumi friend. There we go. She was sending me photos of her latest creations recently, and they're friggin' adorable. Oh, this is the big bag cut. This is the kato cut, because the kato cut doesn't take the selvage. It's a little bit easier to get the drawstrings out of it when there's no selvage on it. Okay, so there's a white small box, or large box, and a beige large box. Beige, white, done. And then there is enough here that we can still do big bags. And then we can pack the rest away and we can do more with it later. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to just start throwing stuff on the kato thing, and then we're going to cut it later. Because that's very obviously the kato pile now. What did I say I was going to do? Big bag. Big bag, big bag, big bag, big bag. Big bag, big bag, big bags. Big bag, big bag, big bags. Which is here. Sweet. And then we don't have to like... Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. Seriously. Could also be that I actually need to change the filter in our furnace. That might help. Maybe I should do that instead of complaining that I have hay fever. Could actually be the filter in our furnace. I have changed it this winter. But again, with the temperature flux, who knows what's actually getting into the filter and not getting out of, well, getting out of the filter. It's not getting into the filter. You want it to get into the filter. But I'm smelling like the dust of like the actual furnace turning back on, so I have a feeling that there might be some dust circulating in the house right now, especially because I didn't feel like this until I came downstairs. Right there. I'm gonna monitor if that gets worse, because it's like making my spidey senses tingle a bit. Alright, big bag, large box. So that means that we've got another beige and another white big bag. Now we're gonna grab some comic book boards and fold these up onto the comic book boards. And since we've like cleared out a couple of these shelves, we actually can like stack them up properly. Oh, that's because that's from a different, that's from, right, okay. I was like, they're two very different sizes. But one was from when I bought fabric from a woman down the road, so. Because I was like, I'm going to want some, like, fun, whatchamacallits, pocket fabrics and stuff like that for wallets. So they were destashing. I'm like, perfect. This looks like fun pocket fabric for me. Okay. Fold, fold. Make sure that that's the right height so that the comic book board takes the brunt of like the stuff. Okay, scoot, scoot. Basically so that it's not seen on the edge of the fabric, it's seen on the comic book board. That's what I'm aiming for. I still don't have clips for these, so we're just going to fold it up, and then I'm going to fold this edge under for now. Like that, and it'll at least help it stay nice and tidy. And then it goes back in the shelf back here. We'll do the same for the light blue. It's pretty even on this end, so we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to flop it down. Do this and this over the selvage. Make sure it's the right height. Oop. Looks like these strawberries need another iron, but you know what? We will do that when we actually go to use them. There we go. Tuck it underneath. Woot. Nice and bundled. I love it. I am looking at these shelves though, and like I don't know if you can see that. It's the one with the waving cattail. Looks like you barely can, but that fabric is tucked really far back, and so it's like, I think I've been discussing this stuff. Like I've been really tempted to swap the shelves out in here to something that's less deep, because it would add like a significant amount of actual space behind me. Do I need it? No, not really. I can work with what I have right now. But if I go viral or have a bunch of sales, that might be one of the things. Especially because we're still gunning towards getting the floors redone in here in the next 2. Yeah, they need to be done in 2 summers. Because we're going to be homeschooling, and I want the floors done for like art time and everything like that. They're already bad enough, so without adding in paint. And I know you can do the paint smocks and everything like that, but that only goes so far. It doesn't really protect the floor. Although I think I have seen people put down like vinyl like tablecloths or something like that. But I would probably do that on top of I don't know what we're going to put down. I don't know if it's going to be like laminate or vinyl. I've heard better things about vinyl for basements, especially with walkout, because it's like if you track anything on it, especially for water, it doesn't chip and swell as bad as laminate does. And given that I do also iron on this floor, and the iron leaks occasionally, or you spill water and stuff like that, it's not quite as like life-threatening to vinyl as it is to laminate. It's going to come down to cost though, but honestly at this point it really doesn't matter. They're practically the same price, so I don't know. We had laminate in our old basement, and I really liked the color of it, so if I was able to find something similar to that, I would do that, but we'll see what happens. And the whole debate is also like, does Dallas install it, or does someone else? Dallas says he can definitely install it. He has the skills and the know-how. It's just efficiencies, so. Okay. So that's the box bag, small box bags plus handles. That's too small. That's the right size for the handle. Anyway, if I were to swap out the shelves, that would be when I swap out the shelves, because we're already going to have to take everything out of this room and swap it. So the meantime, I could always be looking for more, like secondhand Billies and stuff like that, or whatever's. Probably Billy bookshelves from IKEA, because it's like they would, that's what's in my head when I'm thinking about this. Although, I don't know. I don't know. Although I guess these would also still fetch a pretty penny. Like the Calyx and the Expedite units. So, they're not in like perfect condition, but they're not in terrible condition either. So, they'd definitely be a resale item still. Plus, I don't need to keep around Calyx shelves. Or maybe move them around into the kids' rooms or something. I don't know. We would figure it out. Alright, this is like extremely kind of silky cotton. It's interesting. It's very light. It'll work fine for the bags. But it's like silky. It's not mercerized, but it just feels good. I don't know. Nice drape on it too, actually. Random stuff, right? Okay, so those were small box bags. Now we're going to cut large box bag cuts, and then we'll do... Actually, I think these are going to become wallets as well, so we will trim down the wallet off of it because we've got a significant amount of fabric here. I do feel like this should be made into knot bags as well, because it does feel like a good print size for the knot bag. I'm overstocked on knot bags, though, so that will be a later project. I'm not worried about making it right now. Alright, that... minus the first number, minus the second number, and then add the measurement back in. Do I have a template for the large box bag? 100%. Am I using it today? Obviously not. Math, baby. Gotta use the brain today, apparently. Apparently my brain is cooperating and getting used today. That's more the issue most days. It's like, is the brain cooperating, or is it going to fight me on this? Apparently today is a good brain day. I'll take it. Gotta take it when you can get it, right? Yeah. Kato. Large box. Oh, that's going to be such an adorable Kato bag. Kato. Large box. And then those are both white linings. 1, 2. 1, 2. How many? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 28 Kato so far. Alrighty. We are committed. I think Knit City I ended up with 33. And that did take... Oh no, never mind. Okay. I was like, I did end up with 33 stock that I took to... I'm like, I'm not going to have enough time. But I ended up with 33 stock that I took to Knit City. But I made something like 66 or 70 because of Paula's wholesale order. That's what it was. So we're good. I still got time. 2 weeks worth time is not enough to do that many, but we'll at least get through the large box bags before Fibre Shindig. I think that's the goal. Large box bags by Fibre Shindig, and then Kato post Fibre Shindig, so I can take them to the Hanami Popup with Ancient Arts Yarns. And then I just realized it's called Homey Sister. Okay, I thought it said homely, but it's Homey. Anyway, Kato will be like in between Shindig and that other thing. And then I have a week off, so we'll do whatever we can do. Yeah, it'll be 2 weeks between the Hanami and Peace. And so Peace Fiberfest, because we do have a fairly long drive to Dawson Creek. It's about an 8-hour drive from Cochrane. Will be, excuse me, I'll be doing like packaging and stuff like that as long as I am not driving. Drawstrings can be done in the truck. Okay, so we've got a large box bag, we've got a Kato, we've got small box. Do we want to make a big bag? A big bag would be here. I think that's enough fabric to make a big bag out of. That's cute. And then we definitely want to do wallets. Actually, this fabric is silky enough. I don't think we want to do wallets out of it. It would have no, like, I don't want to say it won't have durability because if it's going into bags, it better be durable. I think we do cut big bags and then we figure out if we want more out of it later. Ding. Because the other part of this is that wallets really don't need to be finished until I've got a Kimono market with the CJCA in May. And so I can work on wallets in between. So let's say no for now. And we will circle back later this summer, or later this year. Because there's also Omatsuri and all of those this summer. So I won't worry about it right now. And definitely I do, oh right, because I do want knot bags out of this. That was the one I was thinking about, but we don't have, I don't need more stock of knot bags right now, so we're going to ignore it. Alright. Fold this on the comic book board. And we'll put you in the shelf. Put you in the shelf. Like that. Actually, no, that does need to go over and then fold under. Okay. Bum ba dum ba bum ba dum ba. The other thing about these comic book boards is that they cannot take up more room. I need as much storage space on my shelves as possible. So it turns out that we are getting less on the shelves with this method of folding. Then we have to make another decision of whether we will actually keep up this or not. I do think it will make it easier for me to see the fabrics, and so if that happens, what I'll end up doing is I'll just clear off some of the shelves to make extra space, because there's definitely a couple shelves where it's like there's stuff on the shelves that doesn't need to be there. But overall, it cannot take up much more room than the fabrics currently are, even if it is more convenient to actually use it this way. Alright, we're going to trim down this selvage here, and then we are going to pop this in the big bag pile, and then we're going to move on. Big bags are also going to be lower priority because I just did a massive restock on them in the new style, so I'm not too worried about it. There are not a ton of them, but they are not as high priority as these other ones. And apparently I 100% and 110% have missed the cuts that I've been doing for big bags, because there's not as many as we've actually cut there. Righto. Alright. That's for me. That's for you. Now we're going to do the 3 larger strawberry prints, and this is definitely going to be all the bags. And then, yeah, alright. There's a lot of fabric here, so I'm not worried about being overly fussy with it, which is nice. Oh, my goodness, where is it? It has to be hay fever, because there's no like headache or anything like that, just sniffles and sneezing. Lovely. It's awesome getting older. Oh, okay. It sounds like I might be needed upstairs. Give me one moment and I'll be right back. Oh, yeah, I don't recommend it either. And I'm like, mentally, I do not feel that old, but my body is starting to tell me that I am older, that's for sure. Especially the last few years. Everyone's like posting their, the fabric dust down here does not help either, but everyone's posting those like, where were you when the world started to like just go to shit? I'm like, well, yeah, pretty much. And it's like, then you look at it and it's like, that was 4 freaking years ago now. When did that happen? Like, it's just like, I don't know. My biggest like, you're getting older moment was definitely, so this was 6 years ago, because I distinctly remember it's like, so I'm turning 35 this year, and I was driving along and I went, oh man, I am way too young to feel like this old, because my body was sore and like achy and just like meh. I was like, oh, I'm too young. And then I realized that I was thinking that I was like 19, and I had that like reality check of like, no, you're actually 29. And as much as that's awesome, that's the mentality I want. You're only 19 mentally. My body was definitely not. Like 10 years makes a big difference. I don't even remember what I was sore from. It must have been exercise or something like that. But yeah, I still have to laugh about that one. And now my body's even older. I think it does feel better now though than it did 6 years ago. So that's something at least. But and I'm still a spring chicken in comparison to a lot of people. mental age, right? So I do not still feel like I'm 19. I definitely feel like I'm older than that, but I do not feel 35 either. I feel like I'm like mid-20s right now, which, yeah, about 10 years behind what my body actually is. Would be about right. Anyway, why I was bringing up the whole shutdown thing is that I do feel like that has aged me far more than the last like 4 years. Like the actual passing of time has aged me less than the whole global situation right now. And that's where we're going to leave that topic for today, because I don't really feel like getting into that part of it. But anyway, it's funny to like look at it, because it's like we literally had our baby shower like 5 days before everything went sideways. 5? I guess we probably got our call. So Alberta didn't, but I do remember I was supposed to go have a massage. I've told this story before, but I'm going to repeat it anyway. And then we kind of were like, oh, should I leave the house? And then Trudeau was like, do not leave your house. And so I was like, going back and forth to Dallas of like, should I go? And he's like, no, we just got told to stay home if you can. And my massage therapist also messaged me and was like, so I've been around people that have been sick the last little bit, so I will completely understand if you want to cancel. I think that was a Monday. And yeah, and then like a few days afterwards, it was just like, okay, so this is what's happening now. Changed how I had to do like my whole doctor's approach for the end of like my pregnancy, and everything was intense and interesting, because it was like, because of the diabetes, I am a high risk pregnant person, and it's like I still had to go for my doctor's appointment when I wasn't like potentially sick, and like ultrasounds and all of this. And so we were very early adopters of like masking up, because I was like, I am going into like basically a high risk area, going into the doctors and the ultrasounds and all that. And this was not like surgical masks even, or N95s or anything, but actual just fabric masks. But yeah, it was interesting times. Still interesting times. I really like these fabrics. Let's get back to the fabrics. I really like it on the natural as well. I think that's a really good fabric. I like how the strawberries pop on that one. But I like how the strawberries pop on. This is like a really nice warm charcoal with like a purple base to it almost. And then they look really, really good on like the dusty rose as well. So yeah, actually I would call this dusty lavender probably. Like dark dusty lavender. This is like an unbleached cotton linen back. This is all cotton linen. And then a dusty rose. So I really like all those colors. And those are all just going to get made into small box bags. And we've got 2 beige and 4 white, but we are not going to make them all, so it's going to be 2 beige, 2 white. Small box bags. 1, 2, 1. Right. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. It is surprising, actually. I'm just thinking about, like, again, thinking about how my mental state is younger than my physical body. It's interesting going back to the gym right now because, like, I am lifting far heavier than I thought I would be able to at this point. And I do think it's the kiddos. And, like, hefting them around a lot of the time, especially for the legs and stuff like that. Like, the running's definitely helped too. But, like, some of the stuff that I've done has been shockingly easy compared to what it would have been when I first started going to the gym. Now, this is also a little bit of, like, because I have done it before, it's a lot easier to, like, get it back than it is to... It's kind of like returning customers. Your return on investment for returning customers is way higher than your return on investment for acquiring new clients. It's always more expensive to acquire new clients. And it's kind of the same with muscles. Of, like, if you've already built it once, it's going to come back way faster than doing it the first time. So that's been nice because I've just, like, I've started at a higher level than I even was at before. Where was it going? Sorry, math suddenly has to kick in. There we go. Why am I not just using the template? I even know where it is. Katie. Alright, trim this down. Also, I have sent both my emails. I had sent one of the 2 yesterday, and then I sent the other one this morning, because by the time I thought about it again last night, I did see a reminder, and then I probably forgot, because I was like, oh, I'll do it in a few minutes when, like, the kids are in bed or whatever, and then I was like, nope. Okay, apparently I don't actually have the... Where did it go? I literally moved the template the other day when I was tidying up under the desk. Okay, never mind. I was like, I'm gonna need this the next few days, and then it's not there. What the hell? Righto. I guess we'll find it later. We need 2 white large box white, and we need 2 white Kato and 1 beige of each. Success. Strawberries. Okay, and then these will get made as well into a big bag later. This is the large box bag and the Kato cut. And then what else? Big bag. This would be, ow. What was that? Just rub my hand along the rotary cutter wrong. Stuff. We're gonna make stuff. It'll all get made eventually. Or I'll complain about it in a little bit of time when I'm like, what is this meant for? Why do I do this to myself? Oh, well, at least you're on along for the journey with me, right? Flynn is obviously also quality control inspecting today. He has been slightly denuded on his belly because he does not like getting groomed, and it is shed season. And so his whole, like, he's got very, his fluff is very downy, and so when he, like, sheds it, it all gets matted. And so honestly, it is unfortunately just easier to trim the mats out as they come in. And I guess in some ways then it's basically like a summer cut as well. But yeah, he's basically got like this big bald patch on his belly right now while he's like, because he's losing all the fur. Also means that there's so many hairballs around the house right now. It's disgusting. I don't know why he doesn't mind getting the mats like trimmed and like kind of like I try to work them out before I actually trim them, so that we take out as little fur as possible. But I don't know why that's more tolerable than sitting down to actually get groomed. He's an orange cat. That's the only explanation I have. And I swear he is an orange cat that has not had the brain cell recently. So that's the only explanation for everything that's gone down since July, basically. Because, you know, it's not kids, it's cats. Especially orange cats, apparently. Alright, so there is all of those for now. These will get made into other stuff later, but there is the first cuts done. Oops, sorry, that was a little bit of a jog on the camera. Okay. So now the other experiment that we need to figure out is if the cotton linen blends are actually going to work on the comic book boards. I was like, the cotton book boards. No, the comic book boards. Because they are heavier. So we'll find out in a minute, I guess. Alright. Yeah, they'll be fine. They won't be amazing, but they'll be fine. It's also actually a significant amount of fabric to be putting on the board still as well, so, but, there. It's done. Done and dusted, and it's going to go on the shelf. And there is actually less of this one, so that's good to know too. Actually, yeah, so we don't need to fold it in half first. We just need to fold it in selvage to selvage, or middle, ding ding, like that. And we're going to throw this over here, like this. There. Ding. And then this. Now this one is longer like the pink, so we will fold it. This actually all came from No More the Tailor House in Kyoto. It was one of the new shops that I actually visited in May. So I have gone to No More the Tailor House every time I have gone to Japan specifically to buy fabric. I did not the first trip just because we didn't know about it actually. I knew about Toraya in Osaka. And then I found out about No More the Tailor House later. And then, No More the Tailor. And then No More the Tailor House is a division of No More the Tailor. And they obviously, because like, depending on every place that you go, even if it's a chain, you're going to end up with different fabrics because they're going to be different popularities in different areas. And so, and also I find that different display methods for fabrics also like draw my attention differently too. Anyway, I hadn't seen these strawberry fabrics anywhere else, except for No More Tailor House. So I do remember these coming from No More Tailor House in Kyoto. I don't always remember where they come from, but some of them are very distinct. I bought a lot of fruit fabrics at No More Tailor House in Kyoto. I do remember that because they had a bunch of like raspberry fabrics too. And the funny thing is that our eldest's nickname when they're in utero was actually the demanding raspberry, because when I was very freshly pregnant with them, we went down to Disney World with the family. We'd been planning a trip for a really long time, and then it just happened to work out that I ended up pregnant at the same time. Worst trip ever. I did not enjoy going to Disney pregnant because I had missed out on so much stuff. But like I was freshly pregnant, and like it's just like with that first pregnancy, there was a lot of shifts that you just don't know. I also spotted with both of my pregnancies, which was yay. Not nerve-wracking at all. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, but we called them the demanding raspberry because It was stuff like getting in the cold pool in the pool was far colder than I had ever experienced. And it was like, well, I'm going to chalk that up to pregnancy. Maybe I was running hotter because I was newly pregnant. I don't know. But it was like not a fun experience. I couldn't jog for like the bus very well. It like everything was already heavier. It was such a weird sensation. I was not a very happy pregnant person. I did not enjoy it. I'm much happier with babies than I was being pregnant. All right. There's the strawberries. I'm going to pitch the last of the strawberry fabrics that I had pulled out, but do you know what? We have more than enough bags for these shows coming up so far, and I still have a massive pile that I want to get through here. I'm just debating if we should do, I don't know why I'm debating. Let's not debate. Let's do the dogs. And the dogs. And then we're going to do the wisteria and the Sailor Moon and the butterflies. These melting cats are going to be wallets and purses. So we're just going to pop that right over there on top. And then the other ones that are down here as well, I'm going to pull up because I know that they are earmarked for that stuff. Okay, good enough. So like these fabrics this is also earmarked for my friend. These are earmarked for wallets. So we're just going to not put the strips over there, but pop them all over there on top of that. Small box bag pile needs to actually be in a pile, and we're going to shimmy all that right there so it's not blocking the laptop. Okay, good. The laptop's not overheating. That's a good goal. Okay, and then we're going to do also, okay, so there's shorter amounts of fabrics here. I think all of those are very similar. And then I saw another one that's like cats and dogs. This one's adorable. It's a little like festival trucks, and it's got this little pup and these little cats. So we'll put that here with that one. We want to do this one, and then it'll be going into the majority cat fabrics. Excellent. Those ones are not getting made up right now. They just fell out of the shelf. We definitely want these ones. Okay, so there's kind of like the next few sets of ones to cut. That one I want on top because I want it for sure. Okay, and then I'm going to shimmy the chair back over here because I am done with standing for a little bit. It's terrible. I used to stand for like 8-hour, 10-hour shifts. And now I'm like, meh. Although it does kick me in the butt at shows because it's like I do not have the stamina to stand at shows like I used to. And it's actually fairly annoying. But oh well. That is the big difference I've noticed. Decade older. And my social battery is nowhere near what it used to be pre-2020. That could also just be because I do not have a lot of opportunity to transition out of mom mode, actually, now that I think about it. That might be the bigger reason. Who knows? Okay. So this is super cute little Frenchies doing yoga poses. Nice blue background. I really like the blue background on this. It does actually makes the Frenchies fairly like subtle, as you can see there. So it's not like you're like, raw Frenchies. Although most of the time I find that Frenchy people do not mind that. A lot of it says it's like exercise, extend, workout, lower, extend, lift. Oh, I don't like that. Or that. I'm not going to read those. You can read it or ignore those if you want. At home. But it is super cute. Then the next one was that like marketplace trucks. Looks like a party. Then I have Little Red Riding Hood cat with the dog is the big bad wolf. And Grandma's cottage. And then we've got Shiba Inu on a gold mustard Dobby. And I really like this one right here with the like splits. Okay, so let's get into those. These are all fairly large. I think, well, this is like the upper limit of the yardage I typically purchase, and so I think we can just make all the things from it, and that's what we're going to aim to do with our cuts. We may not make all those things right away, but if you're watching this and you're attending any of my shows and you see something that you're like, I will die without that, let me know, and I will make sure that's made up in whatever size you want, because I'm more than happy to do that. My upcoming shows, in case you haven't looked at the calendar of events, I have Fibre Shindig in Calgary, April 6th. I have Hanami Popup with Ancient Arts Yarns on April 13th. I have a week break after that, although I'm really tempted to do another virtual event, because why not? Although that would mean that I probably have to update the shop in between, and I could take that week to do that, or I could take that week to sew. We'll figure that out. And then I have Dawson Creek on April 28th in Dawson Creek, British Columbia. It's not Dawson Creek. We're going to Dawson Creek, but the Fibre Festival is called Peace Fibre Festival, because it's in the Peace county of British Columbia. And also I do giggle every time they shorten it, because it's the abbreviation for it is like Peace Fibre Festival, so put PFF. And I do have to giggle a little bit because it is funny to me. But I am excited for that one, because that is the furthest north that I will have ever done a show. I haven't gotten any notification that Edmonton is going to be going this year, so I'm hoping what that does is it's like between that and Knit City, we kind of are able to capture the two groups that not having Edmonton really on the radar right now kind of leaves in a lurch. So, plus having Knit City and Calgary is just going to be amazing. And then I'm working on details for hopefully some fall stuff, but we'll see. I think there is some stuff in the works for Ancient Arts over the summer as well. But yeah, as of today, right now at 11:13, March 18th, almost said February. It is past the middle of March already. It's almost spring. My God. Oh yeah. So we're gonna get snow on the first day of spring. How Calgarian is that? I think that's how Canadian, but yeah. Anyway, as of today, at this time, that is the current schedule. Should actually probably add a few more things to that. Oh, right, and I've got a Kimono market in May, which will be awesome. That's where those wallets will focus on the wallets the last couple, so they're in mid-May, the week after Omatsuri. I can't remember. I think it's May 19th or something like that, which is nice. So I'll focus on getting the wallets done for that. Okay, I gotta stand up. That's right. This is the part that you need to stand up for in fabric cutting, is when you're getting all of these sorted and they're not just little cuts. That's why it worked the last couple days. I'm like, why haven't I been able to sit the last couple days to cut fabric? But that's because we were working with like itty bitty yardages and fat quarters. So back on my feet. That's fine. Okay. Okay, I'm going to trim up that little bit of like shag on top afterwards. We're doing all the shapes, I don't care. There's no debate about that, we're just doing it. Just gonna do it, which means that we need to go from that line to this line to that line. Yeah, there to here. Because there is small box bags and the large box bag cut. If you're wondering, Katie, why don't you have the whole desk cleared off so you can just cut them all at once? Because I'm lazy right now, and we're just going for this. This is actually what the bins are supposed to be for, underneath the desk, but I need to sort through the bins. and figure out which ones are for which. Because I was dumb last year and didn't like label them. Like, this is for large box bags. This is for small box bags. This is for whatever. Kato, big bag, and then scraps. I need a scrap bin too underneath, but we'll get there. It is keeping the underneath of the cutting table nice and like organized. I need a new rotary blade. If it is struggling with that, then it needs a new rotary blade. Okay. We'll trim these down with the shears and then I'll go grab a blade and we'll swap it. I don't know why they're in the other room when I use them in here, so I will probably just move them into this room because that's obviously going to be the smarter idea. Work, work, work. Cut, cut, cut. Yes, my eldest is home from school sick today, but Dallas is around, so they're able to kind of hang out. More or less. I'm half on right now because he's on his long run. But the youngest was like, it's the eldest school. And I'm like, no, 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 it's your school today too. They're used to going to their day home and the school being the eldest's. But I think they were a little bit weirded out that they were going by themselves, which is like kind of adorable. Okay, so that is all the other, what did I do with all the other cuts? I moved them and I forgot. Okay, they're on the shelf. I see them. I moved them and I forgot to announce where they went, so you couldn't help me even. Okay. Those are going to go back on the chair right here because why not? So we're going to shuffle the chair out of the way again because we're just working with larger yardages right now. Ugh. And then, yeah. Words apparently are not my friends right now. When are they, though? When? Tell me. Okay. And then, there we go. Okay. So there's all the small box bags done and dusted for those ones. And I've written down what they need for linings. Now we're going to do the large box bags and Kato back cuts. And then I think these are all fairly small. So I'm going to ignore the big bag for right now. These would all make adorable knot bags, but again, because I'm overstocked on knot bags, we will focus on that later. That'll be a lower priority. These should also all become wallets. I do remember specifically buying the, this one, Red Riding Hood in Tokyo and be like, that would be super cute wallets. So, and this Frenchy one I think would be, well, no. But the festival trucks and the little Red Riding Hood and the Shibas should all become wallets. Both large and small. So I'm going to fold them up for now. They're not small enough to go with the actual like basket over there to be like, I'm going to be a wallet. But that's what they're going to get earmarked for later. Wallets and knot bags. Okay, so I just got to re-straighten everything out, and then this will be the last cut that we actually do take off for now, and then they'll get folded up and put back on the shelf. I gotta say, the thought process of like actually putting my cutting table with my shelves like right behind me has been one of the best organizational moves I've done, because when it was out in the actual like where I sew, I did never put anything away pretty much. It always sat on the table. And granted, right now all these fabrics are sitting on the table, but the thing is that they are here for a purpose and they're going to get moved off once I actually start sewing stuff up. And so the fact that I'm actually putting my fabrics away is impressive to me. It's actually working. Okay. And then we'll even them all up again afterwards, but they're not very close. Like close enough. No, they're not. Line up the selvages, because the Shiba selvage is not that wonky. And then I need the Frenchies down here, and I need this back here, and I need that like this. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, handles have already been cut, so I'm not worried about that. Sorry, I heard that through my phone. That was way too loud. Shove some of the wrinkles out of here. there. Right here. That looks right. That looks right. That doesn't look right to there. Okay, so let's measure from the shortest fabric, which is there. Okay, there we go. That was close. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Okay, now I'll fold all these up and then put them back on the shelf. Like how I last minute added the Shiba and then I was like, oh, you only need to cut a few bags from it anyway. Woot. Like I said, am I actually over cutting right now? 100%. So the whole goal right now is that we're going to overcut basically for hopefully most of the summer in some ways, but mostly for April and May, so that then when I'm in between shows, because it is a very busy month, I'm not like doing exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm being like, oh, what am I going to make from these fabrics? And basically getting caught in decision fatigue and analysis paralysis. Is like, So I'm trying to make these decisions while my brain is like a little bit less, or is a little, I can engage it a little bit better, kind of, as best as I can right now. And then when I get in between shows, I can just come in, pick up whatever I want from whatever project, and just go. Basically, that is the plan. We'll see how it works. It should work decently because honestly, this is how I work for most show prep anyway. I just usually have more time. But do you know what? Sometimes a shorter time frame works better. So we're gonna roll with what we can do. It's kind of like how like Christmas knitting always can get faster before Christmas sometimes, or whenever your gifting holiday is. If you gift stuff. So at least this is what I'm trying to delude myself with. Just let me live in my fantasy for now. If I come back on stream later and I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? You can remind me that I'm trying to delude myself. Oh well, sometimes. What is it? Delulu is the Salulu? 100%. We're going to go with that. Delulu is the Salulu. Sometimes. Sometimes there has to be acceptance of facts. But right now, we're going to go delusional for a bit. May as well. I'm already there anyway. Most days. And honestly, the big factor in this is like, if the kids stay sick, then there's no way in hell I'm getting this all done. But if they get better and go to school regularly, then I should be fine. Also, I will 100% just be head down sewing next week. I know I said that I was going to do that all of March, but we'll do that when Dallas is home next round. Right before Shindig, and that should actually do a really good chunk done. Okay, fold in. And now that it's actually getting warmer outside, well, that's a lie, of course. I was like, now that it's getting warmer outside, I can go for my run first thing in the morning, because, you know, it's not going to be, like, icy. It's totally going to be icy, because we're getting more snow, apparently. Because we can't catch a break right now. Not that I'm complaining about the fact because we're going to be going into freeze thaw again, but I'm not complaining about the fact that we're actually getting more snow. We need more snow. I will complain about the fact that it's supposed to be minus 20 overnight, which means that even if it weren't freeze thaw, I'm not going outside for my runs. Although I guess then that means that if I'm just going to do it, no, later in the day is better because the gym's actually quieter later in the day. I was like, then I could go to the gym right after I drop the kids off. But the thing about that is, it's busier, and I usually do better if I come and work first. I'm definitely, and this has always been the case. This isn't just since I've started the business, but I typically do enjoy an afternoon workout better anyway. Beige, white, okay, beige, white, white, 2 beiges, 2 whites. For linings, beige, beige, white, white, beige, beige, white, white, beige, beige, white, 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 beige, beige, white, white, beige, beige. All right. Now we're going to go into the wisteria and that one, and then these other two, because I just realized that they're all a very similar like size and dimension of what I would actually be. Oh, there was a clip on that one. Of what I would be doing normally. Like they're all kind of matched, so they're all going to be cut into the same things. See, we're going to do the mimosas here. Someone actually custom ordered a small box bag out of this earlier for the, I can't remember if it was Boxing Week or if it was Black Friday. It doesn't really matter, but it came out gorgeous, so I'm excited to work with this more. Gonna make a small box bag out of that. I think we can make a small box bag definitely out of this one. I think this one's repeat is like consistent enough that even if we don't get everything in there, it's going to feel like enough on a small box bag without also being overwhelming and too much. Yeah, that's what we're going to go with. Hello, phone. Why did you stop? And actually, before I start this next set, I am going to run upstairs and go to the washroom real fast. So I will be right back. I have returned. Whew. It is going to be lunchtime soon, though. I am getting hungry. All right, so let's get. Before that comes, let's get this stuff sorted out. So we're gonna make all the bags out of this. I'm calling this so they call it my favorite things, and I'm calling it like yellow mimosa because that I think that's the flower, what the floral flower is actually called, is like a mimosa. So, and mimosa is just fun to say. All right, so we're going to cut. This is a cotton linen blend, and then this one here, that's like very, this one just like I said, always reminds me of Sailor Moon. Always. I've had it since May. It reminds me of Sailor Moon. It's like every time, that, it always just makes me think of like, oh yeah, I've seen this in Tokyo every single time, and every single time I think of Sailor Moon. And no, that's not true. I saw it in May and I went, that looks like Sailor Moon colors. That's how that one went down. And it still reminds me of Sailor Moon colors, obviously. Anyway, it's a Dobby, so it's got that slubby warp and weft. Nice lightweight fabric. It's going to make glorious project bags. Yes. Then we're going to do the wisteria, and the wisteria were really cool because we, so my wedding bouquet was actually wisteria. These are not wisteria. Hydrangea. Anyway, my wedding bouquet was hydrangea. And then when we were there in May, all the hydrangea were actually in bloom. So it was a nice little nod to it. Lots and lots of the, I can't remember which color we saw more of, the blue or the pink. But there's very few of one of the, like the opposite. So, and then hedgehogs are just always popular. And this like dusty kind of mauve. Actually, I would probably put this as mauve. To my eye, standing at it right now, it's like a mauve rose color. Yeah, hedgies are just always popular, so we're gonna make some hedgies. And this is gonna just look really like, so I've got the gold version in the shop right now in some select bags, and it just like looks so good when it all comes together. It's glorious. If I look like I lost something, I did. I didn't know where my rotary cutter was. So let's just trim down this little bit of shag edge here. There we go. Whew, yep. Get out of here. Okay. Or else it just gives it a nice straight line. That to that minus that is this. Get out of here. All right, you're all nice and lined up. Sweet. Okay, there we go. Hold your breath like you're weightlifting. Or yoga. Breathe in. And then breathe out as you do the exercise. Holding my breath while I'm using. Oh, shoot. I was supposed to get a blade. Let me go grab a blade so I can swap that out. yeah, it's not even cutting through the bottom layers of like these super thin fabrics. Although yes, I totally look at it in suspicion when I'm changing it, because I never remember how to actually put it back together when it comes to putting it back together. I'm like, I think it goes this way, but I don't know. Alright, there are all the handles for those bags. And then we're going to trim these down, and we're going to need a white, beige. So we're going to need white, beige. White, beige. White, beige. White, beige. There we go. And then the eyeglass cases will come from this too, because like these hedgies as an eyeglass case, and actually these are all probably going to become wallets as well. Oh, all of the things you can be. I think there's enough to make wallets out of all of these, so that's good. At least this hydrangeas will be absolutely spectacular as wallets as well. As well, actually, even though this is like a really big print, it's so non-directional and everything like that, that's going to look really good too. Alrighty. Hedgies. Small box bags. Hedgies. To other random things, which I've totally taken up their spot on the chair, because I was like, when I came back in from going upstairs, I went into what was like on the floor, and I went, okay, am I realistically going to want to fussy cut this? There's a couple things that needed to be fussy cut. And I'm like, what? No, we're just going to set it aside for now. Again, we have far more than enough for at least the first half of the show season, if not the full show season. Well, obviously, I would prefer if it wasn't even half the season, but we will have enough cut for April. Even if I don't include, like, stuff that I'm going to have to fussy cut. So, and honestly, I will be able to cut more if I don't have to fussy cut stuff, because then it doesn't quite, again, that, like, decision fatigue, which will just be, basically I'm just pushing it off onto future Katie, and that's fine. She can deal with it later. Today I am feeling well, we've already done some of our fussy cutting, so I'm done with it for the day. Haha. Okay, come on. Your folds need to line up at some point. Apparently they're all crumpled on that end. There we go. That's actually the biggest argument to move that bookshelf that's over here out of the way, is because I need access to that frickin' plug behind. It's so heavy, and it's full of stuff that we don't have anywhere else that it can go. That's just like, well, I guess we're stuck with it right there for now. Okay, so I flipped it over so that I could see the mimosa florals, because the mimosa florals has the least yardage. So we're going to cut as much out of it as we can first, and then we're going to cut the rest of it, whatever extra we want out of it, if the mimosa doesn't stretch as far. But I think we're fine. Looking at it right now, we're fine, because what do I want? I want a large box bag from the mimosa, which will also give us a kato. If it looks like I'm massaging the fabric, that's essentially what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get, like, mid-layer wrinkles out. There we go, as best I can, without having to, like, pull everything up and do it again. There. We should also give the kitty cat a massage. Oh, there we go. Now the purrs have started. Nice kitty cat massage. He's all like, why are you disturbing me while I sleep? Now I must groom there again. Because you're adorable. And I know you love the lovin'. Yeah, my sweet pea. All right, there. Both their serotonin cups filled a little bit. Seeking serotonin. Okay, there's the selvage lined up. So we're going to cut actually, if I go to this line, then it's really easy to do the large box bag cuts. Okay, Kat, I got to shuffle you like a ½ inch because I can't see the line. There we go. You're still on the table. By some luck, you're still on the table. Okay. There's the large box bag and the Kato cut. And then we're going to do, because we've already got the small box bag, so then we can still do a big bag cut. Sweet. Hello, big truck. Why are you honky honking? Things, stuff, numbers, and then so there, and then I think we still have enough here for wallets as well. So it's a small enough for the with mimosa, at least, that it can go over and go on the wallet tray for now. Yeah, and then stuff can happen. Magic, right? Yes. Okay. So that to that, that to that. That's the big bag and the Kato bag and the large box bag, and we've already cut handles for the small box bag and the large box bag, so we're good. Ding, ding. Chair needs to shuffle over again because apparently being able to cut 2 bags is dependent on it being further over. And that's going to sit on the comic book boards, of course. Okay. Please don't. Or do that. There we go. That's a little bit more stable. Okay. Right there. We're good. And across we go. Okay. And then we're going to come up here to this line because we're going to double check here. Should double check that before, but you know, as long as we're doing it at some point. Okay, that lines up with the top. Lined up. Double check the lineup. Yep. Ah, glorious. A nice new rotary blade. Okay, so there's the big bag and the Kato bag cuts, and then this is going to become wallets because yeah, that's a good size print for wallets. Probably just a large wallet because otherwise it's going to be really truncated. Actually, although that looks pretty good for a small wallet too, to be honest. This will probably become wallets, or actually I want not bags and other stuff from this later. And it's a little bit too large to just chuck on the, these are going to become wallets. So we'll fold it up and put it back on the shelf for now. So it's out of the way and I don't need to worry about it. Plus there's quite a bit left, so we'll do stuff with it later. Okay, one, same with the wisteria. These aren't wisteria. Wisteria hang down. Hydrangea are little puffballs. I have fabric with wisteria. It does not look like this. It's hydrangea. The thing is that wisteria actually are my favorite flowers I've seen in Japan. They have a very small blooming period at like the beginning of May. The problem with the beginning of May for travel there is that it's like Golden Week in Japan, so it's like one of their biggest holidays. I think it's actually bigger than Lunar New Year. I'm not 100%. Don't quote me on that. But I think more people travel domestically during Golden Week. There we go. That might be the way to put it. Again, no idea. I've never looked at the numbers. But it is like things just close up and people are traveling, so it's just really busy. It kind of sucks to be there during it, but it is when the wisteria are blooming. So I haven't had the luck to actually see wisteria since my first trip, but they are my favorite Japanese flower. And if you were expecting me to say sakura, the sakura are really cool. Like no ifs, ands, or buts. They are absolutely spectacular. All of that, they are worth the hype. If that is when you want to go, all the power to you. Go do it. They are amazing. But if I had my choice, I would do wisteria again. Although I do want to take the kids for cherry blossoms eventually, because it is like one of those, it's one of those trips that you do need to do to understand, I guess. Although Japan is kind of one of those places as well. Okay, we're going to trim down the selvages. They're not super wide on these guys, but why not? We've got the space, we've got the know-how, we've got the measuring ability. Yeah, and even though hydrangeas were in my wedding bouquet, I did not want hydrangeas. My request was actually peonies. She did an amazing job. I'm not going to complain because they were very cheap compared to what I would have paid for them otherwise, because basically we got them at wholesale because we did all the arrangements ourselves when we got to the venue. But Yeah, hydrangeas were not it. Also got married in like July, which is not when you typically assume that peonies would be around anyway. There were other reasons for that decision. Mostly it's like if international guests come, then they could come like for the week before to do like the stampede and stuff like that, and then the wedding or whatever. But I also didn't want to get married during stampede. And I didn't want to get married in June, which would have been peak peony season. So anyway, seeing the hydrangeas though, like everywhere in Kyoto last year was super cool. That is the really neat thing about going to Japan at different times of year, is like especially the gardens and stuff there, is that they're always different. It doesn't matter what you do. Oh, I just had an explosion of texts. One moment. Yeah, get back here. Okay. One did need to be responded, another is family chat, which it's like not as urgent. Okay. Okay, so we need, oh right, I already wrote all of these down because I already made the decisions on the lining colors. Since I was like, hey, I'm already writing them down for the small box bags, may as well do them for everything else we're doing. Okay. And it sounds like I might need to go get the childs from upstairs. One moment. Let's see what they want to do. Maybe they want to come down and watch TV down here. There's been a lot of TV the last couple days because of blackness. Okay, let me pause and I will be right back, hopefully. All right, if you hear a child in the background, there is a child in the background. But you won't see them unless they come specifically into the room. Sweet. That's good. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Oh man, I am glad I am doing this on a good brain day, or what feels like a mostly good brain day, because otherwise I think we'd be royally hooped. Okay, this one needs to be fussy cut. Is that all there is of that one? Oh Oh no, I'm pretty sure there's more of it. The carousel. I thought there was. Maybe there isn't. Ooh, okay. Spicy. Alright, well, we're going to just assume that that's all there is of it. So, I think we can actually make... What size is this? Sweet. We can get a Kato and we can get a big bag out of this, and we'll just assume that that is all I have of it. But it is glorious, so let's do both. I could say large box bag, but I don't think... Well, I might have handles for it, but we're going to assume I don't. If I do and we have more fabric later, perfect. If we don't, then we're set up. So we're not going to use... Okay, let's trim this way, and then we'll figure out where the Kato is going to come from. I should have probably trimmed down the bag. Ooh, yeah, I should trim the big bag down first, and then we could have done everything else. Okay, so I don't typically use the selvage edge for the Kato, but that is way too perfect of a placement for the carousel on both sides to ignore, so we're just going to do that. Okay, so that's the Kato. And then this should also be... And then for the big bag... that's not quite as good for the big bag. But the Kato would be even worse. So let's I'm going to set this aside like it's going to be a large box bag, and then we'll figure out later if I'm pretty sure I still have the handle for it somewhere. We're going to assume I do. That needs a white lining. Alright, so this is going to get folded up and thrown underneath because I'm pretty sure that's large box bag cuts. We're going to say it's large box bag cuts, even though I don't think it actually is. Okay, and then we're going to make a... Doom. Someone would actually call these wiener cats, like wiener dog cats, dashing cats, and I can't unsee it now. Although I've just been calling them giant cats because they're so huge, they make me laugh every time. These are some of those narrative cats that like they keep getting up to all sorts of hijinks. They're out there playing by themselves very well. It's adorable, actually. I feel a bit bad, but it is supposed to be a school day, so. I think we can make a Kato because this would be... You would end up with like 2.5-ish cats. What would happen if I cut it down here? So you'd end up with like, yeah, 2.5-ish cats by... I don't even know what that sound was coming from. What toy that was. And then this would be the width. So you'd end up by with this. That's good for a Kato bag. And then let's cut a large box bag and a big bag and call it good. If you're wondering why are you fussy cutting still, Katie, it's because I can. You keep complaining about it though. Yes, I know. Here's the thing. Even if I'm self-employed and I absolutely adore my job, which is true, we're still allowed to complain about it sometimes. There are still aspects about every job that will never be perfect or enjoyable. It's because that's just how work works most of the time. That may not be true for everyone, but I do find it true for me. All right. Okay, I like how I'm like, I'm going to do this, and then I'm like, dither. I think we're going to actually just make 2 large box bags and 2 Kato bags and call it good. Let's do that. Why not? I do get to call the shots at least. That is the best part of being self-employed. I make the rules. If I follow them, it's something else. As we all know, I am sometimes, quite often, terrible at following the rules. Okay, I think that is the right height there. If I line it up like this, then we do this. It is coming up on lunchtime. Dallas just finished his run, so I will probably be heading out fairly soon. And then I'll be back after lunch to finish more cutting, maybe. What am I doing this afternoon? I gotta go work out for sure, because it'll have warmed up enough that the ice everywhere will have melted, which will be awesome. If you're also like Katie, where are the handles for these? I do actually have handles for these. The cats will run differently. Then they'll run this way across the handle, but it'll work. Okay, so we're going to trim this down in half here. Oh, it's the barn. Okay. I'm also thinking, even though they're sick, the kiddo probably should go outside and get some fresh air. Probably would be a good idea. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's adorable. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then the cut down will be about here. Perfect on it, because I want the spotted green one on there. This will be the large box bag. Or is that going to be the Kato? No, that one will be the large box bag. Even with the selvage, that's fine. Okay, so we need 2 beige. 2 more large box beige. And this is one that I am going to break my rule of duplicates right now. Although it will go on the work thing, but it may not get finished. Let's go with that. Yeah, and then this one becomes the Kato, or the other one becomes the Kato. Kato. And then this will be the large box bag, so that they're like cousins, not siblings, or not twins. Siblings, not twins. This is almost worth, like, as much as I like centering my zipper. It's not working? Okay, let me come look at it. 1 second. I'll be back. All right. Anyway, so I'm looking at this and I'm thinking almost I should justify the zipper. Like normally I would do it into the center. So like this. But if I were to justify the zipper a little bit more this way, it'd still be the same size bag, but you get the full cat on the front, which I think would be really fun. We'll think on it. We'll think on it. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen in the next few days. Okay, and then those ones will have to be fussy cut because of the Kato and like everything else. Now we have floral cats, and this is going to be all the things plus wallets. Because this print is amazing and super bright, and I love it. They're like sketchy cats. There we go. Did I turn? Okay, good. I was like, did I turn my mic back on? But I did. We're good. Given that all my brain power is going into doing this, it wouldn't have surprised me if I hadn't turned my mic back on. Okay, I gotta go see how much they packed into this little plaything. All right, it's adorable. So, my parents years ago, they're DVC members as well, and they went on a members cruise with Disney. And the members cruise has like a bunch of perks, including a bunch of stuff you get basically. And so they ended up with a cruise ship with a bunch of the little characters for it. So the eldest is out there filling the cruise ship. I challenged them to fill it with as many of their like toys as they can, sort of thing. So I'll get disrupted again here in a moment, but you know, it is dark. Yeah, one moment. All right, since we are heading up towards lunch now, I am going to actually call the live stream quits just until we don't have child interference, which is fine. Yeah, I will be back on. Tigers go on ships? Yeah. Okay, good. Should you go show Daddy? Yeah, go show Daddy how many you've got in the cruise ship. You don't need your tiger? Okay. Okay, I don't know if they'll be back down, but for now, we're good. Never mind then. I will be heading out for lunch soon. But, yeah, they're going up the stairs all right. All right. Let's get some of these other ones ready to go. The fans. And the fans. And there's fans on black as well. And these are all thin enough fabrics. I should be able to do all 5 of them at once. There's the other one. Sweet. There we go. And it feels like the black fans is the smallest cut. This one's really fun because it's like the Japanese wall. And it's just very, very Japan. It's like one of those fabrics that's just like, it doesn't look like it should be, but it looks for it like to someone who's been to Japan or in like the residential areas of Japan especially, this is quintessential Japan. Maybe not this number of cats anymore, but the whole like the stones and the water bottles outside the wall and all of that is like very much of that time. When I was an exchange student there, they actually did have a cat issue problem. So between when I went and when I went back, they actually ended up having to do a cull before they had like a big disease problem with the cats. And then I've noticed that since then as well, any cats that are out, because you still need cats out to hunt mice and rats and all of that. There's like castle cats, so they actually help preserve the castles and things like that. And but they've been TNR'd. You showed him? Yeah. Excellent. So yeah, so the TNR, like the trap neuter return. So they've had the ear snips done and everything like that, so that you can see that they're supposed to be there. And there definitely are far fewer outdoor cats than there were in 2009. Okay. There you go, buddy. You're welcome. Are you a bunny now? Okay, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then actually we'll find the other bunny fabric. And then the fans will become the next set of cuts. There's one more bunny of this, but it's navy. Down here, we're almost through that pile. Oh my goodness. Although there is a fairly decent sized pile on the chair back here, we're getting there. I think we'll get there today, which is awesome because that lining fabrics is going to be actually a lot easier. I say that like I'm not going to still need to go through and do a count of like what we need for white and brown, beige, even though I've been writing them down. I do think I only caught a very specific portion. Although if I run out of lining fabric, it really doesn't matter anyway, because we know that I'm overcutting right now. So the over-ambitious cuts of show season. There we go. Yeah, the over-ambitious before show season cuts. I don't know. Something along those lines. Okay, there we go. Phew. That is also an arm workout because, so that's probably about, okay, 2 meters would be, I am nearly 2 meters tall. So that's probably about 2 meters plus like another foot for my arms-ish. So yeah, that's probably about 3 meters worth of fabric. I think every half meter or every half pound per meter. That's what it is. So 3 meters times 5 fabrics is 15. So it's like 7.5 pounds, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're putting it all on the triceps, it ends up being quite a bit. It has gone suspiciously quiet in the other room. Let me go check. All right, there we go. Now, this is really good fabric for all the box shape or bag shapes. All of these are actually. I just got to get them more lined up apparently, because that one isn't. Okay, so the bunnies got lined up really well. This one is not well lined up. Zip, zip, zip. Okay, there we go, and then we're going to cut it down, down, down. I'm getting yelled at. Something's happening upstairs. I don't think I'm being summoned. Dallas hasn't said that lunch is ready, so. But something's going on. Maybe the eldest thought that I was going to follow them upstairs. Did not communicate that well. I just kind of sent them up to Dallas, like, here, please go upstairs, because they were over. The quiet was because they were pulling pins out of my pin cushion, and I'm like, it's not the worst thing, but it's like, that is a surefire way to get a pin in the finger, even for me. So let's not do that today. Thank you. Okay, that minus the small box bag, minus the handles that we're going to need. We're going to be good, 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 right? Yes, doesn't look right, but that's because I'm cutting small box and handles at the same time. And then this goes there. Good, 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 good. Okay. Handles. Now we're going to trim these down because we are going to make eyeglass cases out of all of these probably. I definitely want wallets out of these bunny fabrics because they're flippin' adorable. The plan was actually to release the bunny fabrics last year because Year of the Rabbit, blah, blah, blah. But obviously it didn't happen. I did sew up a lot of bunny fabrics for Paula. I didn't sew up so many bunny fabrics for me. And then when I got to the bunny fabrics yesterday, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with these yet. Actually, I wonder if those larger bunny fabrics would work for the larger NCW. That might be something to check out as a thought experiment later on when I'm actually in proper wallet making mode. Okay. Other things. Small box bags. Okay, so you're going to need a beige, a white. Okay, small box bags. 1, 2, 3 whites and 2 beiges. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Tallies and tallies and tallies and tallies and tallies. I don't know how many are on there, but I guess we'll be finding out soon. Okay, that is other stuff. Small box bag. Other stuff and small box bag. Other stuff. This one's really cool because it looks like flowers, but it's actually Japanese parasols with different patterns on them. And this is a really good example of like why I purchase different colorways of the same print, because they are not super changed. I don't actually think these ones changed colors. No, in some cases they do change the colors on the like designs, which I'll show you with the fans. But this one's really cool because they didn't change the colors of any of these. But you notice a lot of different, the parasols you notice on the white fabric are very different from the parasols you notice on the blue fabric or the navy background fabric. So I always try to make sure that I have at least 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, it depends on how many prints there are, like, or how many colors there are, and kind of like what the contrast ends up being. But I usually do try and get like multiple colorways of a print, just because people are attracted to different colors, and then then there's like different focal points on those different colors, all of like so many different factors. It's the same as like these two didn't change colors either. I don't even think this purple flower that pops more on the blue is changed on the aqua, but that's the thing, the purple flower on this one pops more than it did on the aqua. You just, again, and these are like subtle differences that you don't necessarily pick up on a like internet listing, but something that is definitely more noticeable when you're actually in person purchasing fabrics as well. So I don't think I need to sell anyone on why I'm going to Japan anymore, but you know, that was one of the original deciding factors for making that the business decision. All right. If I scooch it up to there, it's way easier math. If I scooch it up to there, then the cut happens on like an even number rather than having to do math and be like, oh, it ends up. Actually, I just did it in my head and I had it fine. But this is easier. Far easier. Okay, because it only goes from there to here, and we're golden. Okay. So that's the large box bag and the Kato cut. And then this is a fabric that we're also going to do a big bag cut. So let's do the big bag cut, and then we'll trim those up from on their fold lines. And actually we're set up well enough that I can just leave this here. Except for the white. The white is like, I'm gonna go all over the place and not be ready to cut, 'cause I've got a mind of my own. Kind of like yarn, right? It's the same as like, I swear we made a massive dent in the scraps and then suddenly there's more scraps. They must spawn, like, is it like asexual production or like overnight that we end up with more scraps like yarn? Because yarn totally breeds and like grows, right? I swear I didn't have that much stash 6 months ago. Actually, I've been really good. I've actually been de-stashing, or using stash yarn at least. mostly because I have far too much. I still need to go in and actually do the de-stash, which will happen soon enough, or at some point this summer probably. Maybe that's one of the activities I'll do when like the kids are outside playing, is I'll take the bins of yarn out and actually do like a yarn bin toss and figure what we're taking out and all of that, what I'm taking out. It's me, myself, and I. There is no one else. It's not like the cats are gonna help. Well, they would, but not in any like constructive way. And Dallas doesn't knit, so he has no say really in it, besides the fact that I will be keeping certain yarns to knit things for him. So okay, that's way too small. It doesn't need to be folded up that small. It's actually better if I don't fold it up that small because it will pack down better if I don't do it that way. There we go. Bunnies, 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 bunnies. Zoom, zoom. I don't know why I did that end, because this is the end with a little bit of shag, but you know, whatever. So this print is really pretty too. I'm just like admiring it right now, because all those sakura and everything like that are actually, you cannot tell again really on the internet, but the sakura and these little florals in here and the bunnies even are all outlined in like a gold, so it shimmers when it moves, and I was just admiring the fact that it was like so good. Same with the parasols actually as well. The parasol struts in here are actually all outlined in a shimmery gold, and then the outline of the actual parasol is also gold. Okay. My watch is like, Dallas has earned awards, because we're both on Apple Watch now. And so yeah, it updates me when it's like, he's got a new award. Yay! All right. Now we're going to do this. And I think I probably have enough time to process the kato, or the kato from the large box bag and the big bag, and then it sounds like it's probably going to be lunchtime, because I hear the clinking and clanking of cutlery right now. So I am going to actually end the stream, and then I'll debate if I think I might go for my run and gym, and then I'll come back on and stream again before I go pick up the youngest, because they're still at school. They were feeling fine today, so, which will be kind of nice for them. They both get like a day to just, because they've, like, the youngest has never been to the school by themselves, so it'll help them kind of establish themselves a little bit more too as their own little entity, instead of like, I'm just the younger sibling of the eldest. Which I think the teachers were saying that like, it was my biggest concern actually, moving the youngest over to the eldest's school. Not their actual behavior, but the fact that it could be that they would disrupt the eldest's systems and like friend groups and all of that, especially given that they're so close in age. But the teachers are saying that no, the eldest really wanted to show the youngest like a lot of like the systems the first few days, and then basically told them to F off. Because you know it's a toddler. That if they could swear, that's totally what they would tell them. But basically that was the gist of the conversation that we had with the teachers, because we just had our eldest is in like a lot of speech therapy and stuff like that, and they said but they've done really good adjusting to having their sibling there, and realistically for the youngest all as well, because they'd been at the day home far longer than the eldest has been at this school and everything like that. So I'm really glad that it hasn't disrupted those systems. So hopefully by being able to go by themselves today, since they're okay, they're able to have a little bit of practice on completely being on their own. And then by the time that we transition them out of that preschool, we transition the eldest out of that preschool at least, it won't be a big deal for the youngest. Okay, I'm going to turn this up. I just got the summons for lunch. So I am hungry. I'm going to trim this last one for the big bag, and then I'm going to head out. I do think I will go to the gym, and then yeah, I'll come back on after that. Mostly because it is also good to go to the gym post-eating typically for me. So, alrighty. Well, thank you for joining me so far today, and I will post another link onto Instagram when I confirm that I am going to come on, or if I'm not, I will let you know there as well. Well, actually, no. I'll let you know if I come on. If I don't come on, the safe assumption is that I won't be on. So I hope you guys all have a fantastic afternoon if I don't chat with you soon, and I will be on in the evenings this coming week forward. So I will talk to you all soon. Bye.